Hi everyone, Dane from Great Dane Healing here. Hope you're all doing well tonight, or whenever this may find you, and whatever time it may find you. This video is going to be about animal Reiki, specifically how I got started, where the name came from. If you ever felt like animals understand us more than we think, this is definitely for you. As I said, I'll give a little background on how I got started. Reiki in itself, I first discovered about 5 or 6 years ago, post-surgery, stressed out from work, and I had saw a friend post about it and decided to book a session and see what it was about. Received that first session, like I had said before, wasn't too sure what to expect going into it, and that's why I want to do these videos to kind of help others understand how it may feel, what happens during it, how it may feel for your animals. So with that said, I had received a couple sessions from her, and then that winter, it'd be 6 years ago. This past December, when I had first seen the posting for the classes to become a Reiki practitioner at my local yoga studio here. So I figured I loved receiving it as a client. Why not learn about Reiki officially, be able to offer it, even if just to myself. Since that time, I've now become a Reiki master in the last 5 years. It'll almost be 5 years to the day that I go for my Reiki master teacher training. So excited to take on that endeavor here soon in the next couple months. So the animal version, and I've always been close to animals, especially dogs. You may hear the dogs here in the background. They're hanging out here, 2 of them, while I'm filming, so maybe they'll make an appearance on the video. But I've always been close to dogs. There hasn't been a time in the last, since 97 that I haven't had a dog myself, so almost 30 years, because 87 will be 40. Oh boy. Before that, I had dogs pretty consistently, but there was a stretch there where I didn't have any of my own dogs, but dogs since then. Right now, I currently have 2 of my own. My sister has one. We've got a couple here that my mom has, my dad. But always a huge dog person. Like other animals, but dogs are my number one. I work with other animals, but dogs are kind of my specialty right now, at least. So like I said, on the human part, I kind of wasn't sure what to expect from myself when I went for it. But after going for the sessions, feeling that calmness, that relaxation, the de-stressing, and loving it myself, and then going for the animal-specific training and dog training, why can't it benefit dogs? Why won't it benefit dogs? I mean, I think we know animals pick up on our energy quicker than humans do. We can't communicate with them with words, but I think they know our feelings at least, and if we're close to our animals, we can kind of know what they're feeling at times. I wish they could talk to us. But, yeah, I mean, why wouldn't it work for them? I've always been close to dogs. Even unfamiliar dogs a lot of times came up to me. One thing I've noticed, though, now in seeing dogs as clients is even timid dogs, scared dogs, shy dogs, anxious dogs, I give them their space, but by the end of sessions, even those dogs that are kind of standoffish, kind of scared, at the end of the session will at least come up to me, will sit under my chair or by the chair, and show that they're comfortable with me now. And like I said, if a dog initiates touch, I'll absolutely pet, do some hands-on energy work with them, but I let the dogs lead the sessions. And like I said, those dogs, some that kind of took the session to warm up, and others that as soon as we started the session, they were right there, wanted the energy, wanted the love. So my first session giving it to dogs, at least, it was a friend that the dog had a lot of health issues, anxiety issues, and that was one of the ones that I said that by the beginning of the session was kind of leery of me, but by the end of the session she was sitting by the chair, under the chair. We were doing it on the porch at their house, and her mom after said, yeah, she was super relaxed and just chilled out, and they could tell that worked. With my own dogs personally, my Roddy, she's a huge daddy's girl. She's obsessed with me and has to be on me or near me whenever I'm home. My coonhound, he's more standoffish. Shows his love in his own way, but one thing I noticed with him after taking the training is he was always scared of loud noises, fireworks, gunshots, thunderstorms. He now, at least when I'm home, still gets anxious, but nowhere near what he was. He'll kind of just chill out now. Before, he used to try and leave the bedroom, which it's like, that's the safest spot for you, bud. But he used to try and leave it. Where now he'll lay there and he'll lay against me now for that comfort and that energy. So definitely noticing a difference in him. Like I said, my Roddy, she's a special connection. She's one of those once in a lifetime soul dogs. So with her, it's hard to gauge just because we have such a deep energy connection already. But definitely saw a difference with him, and the different pet dog clients I've seen have reached out and noticed differences. And I think that's one of the main things that helped me realize Reiki is working was with my own dog. Like I said, clients hearing from their parents helped solidify that, but just seeing the changes in my own dog on a day-to-day basis definitely was like, okay, there's something to this, because that was the only change. Looking forward to learning more with new dogs, and every session with a dog, even new ones or ones I've seen before, there's things to learn, things to work on. So it's an ever evolving, ever learning practice. As I had mentioned earlier, I don't have them here with me to show tonight, but I will post or provide my certifications and my lineage. I do have my Reiki Master, which also covers some pet, and then I have my specific animal training that I have a certification in both of those. I don't know if we can see her here. This is my mom's dog. Real name's Ziva, but I have quite a few nicknames for her. But she loves it too. She loves the attention. She's got to see me before work and after work. So, don't you? You love the energy. So she'll probably hang out here with us for a bit. I'm pretty sure she loves the cuddle and loves the attention, especially right now with it being cold out. And I think one thing that convinced me that was real was just seeing the reaction from my coonhound. But it's just, as I had mentioned in previous videos and posts, Reiki is always positive. There's no downside to Reiki. There's no negativity with the energy. It's all positive energy based. So I at least knew at a minimum it wasn't going to do any harm. There could only be benefit from it. And seeing the benefits I've seen with the clients I've worked with, it reinforces that. So I'd love for you to experience it and your pets to experience it if they haven't yet, or if you have and would love to hear about your experiences, good, bad, indifferent. And if you've had a session from me, I would love if you put in the comments what you thought or on my social medias. And just let other people know, especially if you were a first-time client and had some of these same maybe skepticisms or worries. Why, right, Steve? One of the main reasons that I transitioned more from human clients to animal clients is I saw a need for it, especially in this area. Haven't seen many practitioners that kind of focus on the animals. I have a friend that was receiving it for her horse, which I'm haven't been around livestock lately, but growing up we had horses. We have goats now currently, but I'm comfortable being around big animals. So if you have a farm animal, horse, any pet, cat, dog, even reptiles, I can give without going hands-on. I would love to see them. What? But with dogs, all animals really, they feel energy. They feel energy, they give energy. It's just that pure connection of the non-human element. They're grateful for it. And one thing I want to do because of that is I also want to start going to shelters, working with shelters, and just giving it to the dogs that maybe, any of the dogs that are there, but especially those poor animals that have been there for months, weeks, years, and just give them a little bit of that positive energy to make that shelter stay not as bad. Yeah, Ziva's falling asleep here while we're recording. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Yeah. Like I had mentioned, I let the dogs dictate the sessions, or that'll be the case with any animal. If they initiate contact, great, especially with furry ones. Definitely welcome the contact back, but if they don't want it and we're just in the presence, they still receive the energy, the session still works, and they're still safe. And that's why I do it at places the animal is comfortable with. We all know how some of our, like my coonhound, again, he hates car rides. Since he was a puppy, he's hated car rides. So I don't want to stress the animals out with bringing them to an unfamiliar environment, putting them in stressful situations. I'd rather do it on their terms and their turf. So that's another thing I will work to do. Make it safe and comfortable for them. And a little about behind the brand. So originally, and I still have it, I originally had Cherry Blossom Reiki. Some meanings behind that as well, but after I had the animal specific training and it dawned on me to see the animal clients more and focus on dogs and other animals and stuff, I added the DBA of Great Dane Healing, and the name behind that is for those of you that don't know or just tuning in, my first name is Dane. And it was a childhood nickname from one of my favorite elementary school teachers in 5th grade would call me the Great Dane. And to this day, I haven't seen him in a few years, but he shops at the grocery store my mom works at, and he always asks her how the Great Dane is doing. So it seemed fitting. The play off the nickname, switching to animal and especially dog-based Reiki and healing, that it was a perfect fit. And that's how Great Dane Healing came to be. That was the rebrand. I had some family members help me with the logos and stuff, so that's the logo you'll see around. I do have a surprise and some upcoming videos related to that. And I think it just, I knew it was meant to be when the name clicked, but just being that such a dog person, and it was just like, dogs need this. I'm all for, I'd rather the holistic approach and things rather than over medicating our dogs, or maybe we don't have answers for dogs and animals. So it feels right with the dogs. Like I said, Ziva right now is falling asleep here while we're recording, so she's getting some Reiki here while we're filming the session. And yeah, it just this feels right, and we feel like we're gaining steam now and we're heading in the right direction. Yeah, well, I know I moved a little bit. So, like I said, I mainly Reiki for dogs now, Reiki for other animals, but I do absolutely still see human clients. Just at the moment, the split's probably 70 dog, 30 human, but absolutely into doing both. I even do joint sessions where I do it with you and your dog, your pets. I offer grief sessions. Unfortunately, we all know that time comes, whether we want it to or not, and the end of life transition. When we know it's time for the dog, or after that time for you and the dogs and other pets, we all grieve. The animals, they hold on for us, and a lot of times, and just need to know it's okay to let go. And unfortunately, I think that's one thing I'm going to have to do here in maybe the near future. Ruger does seem to be slowing down these last couple of weeks. I'm hoping it's just the cold, but that possibility is there, that, and I have put out there that for him, when it's his time to give me the sign and he can go, Kenzie and I will get through it. So I do offer that, a little bit more for that, just because that's a tough session, energetically and emotionally. Like I tell people, the loss of a dog usually hits me harder than a human. So even though I may not know the dogs personally at that level yet, that'll still be tough, but I absolutely do offer that. Why? Right, Steve? Yeah. And as I had said, in person, but distance always works. I offer distance sessions for humans and animals. Going to be setting up Zoom sessions here soon to do it, so the clients and I get that better face-to-face connection, energy connection. It works without it, but I like the personal touch of interacting with my clients. Why? But yeah, I mean, if this resonated with you guys, you're probably here for a reason. Maybe you need it, your animals need it. You know somebody that may be able to use it. What? So I'm glad you're here. And if you want to know more or you want to book a session, please reach out. You'll find you're on the YouTube here, but you'll find my links to my email, my social medias. I would love to connect. And with that, I'm glad you're part of the pack. Welcome. Don't know if you can see Ziva here. She's kind of peeking up. You want to say bye, Ziv? Huh? All right. Say bye. Yeah. Bye. Have a good night, everyone.